Okay, Nivek, I am going to shuffle the cards and pull some cards and see what comes up. Hello, hello. And see what comes up. I'm not a medium, so I don't necessarily know about if there's a curse, entities, whatever. I'm going to try to give you some solid advice and see if anything bizarre comes up, honestly. Sorry this took me a while. I just, spooky season's my busiest time of year, so it's like, but I have some time this afternoon, because my day job is kind of slow. So, let's shuffle some cards, and then of course I'm gonna, I'll send this out to you as soon as possible. I'm initially gonna pull 3 cards, and then I'm going to clarify if and when it's needed, okay? So, okay. So we have the King of Swords reversed, we have the Emperor reversed, and we have the Empress. So we have an Emperor and an Empress situation here. This looks like a familial thing, to be honest, but we'll do it. So situation is the King of Swords. King of Swords reversed is in your situation is it's a very difficult energy. You think of swords and it's a painful. It's you're hoping that this pain and suffering will lead to enlightenment. King of Swords is a very logic-based card, but it's also the card of paying your dues. It's a painful card. Your current situation is, shows pain and suffering. There's no other way to look at the King of Swords other than the fact that sometimes he's about setting boundaries, cutting people out of his life. It can be a lot of loss with the King of Swords reversed, especially loss maybe from arguments, from disagreements. And so there is a lot of loss here. There's no doubt about it. Your situation is coming up as like, man, things should be better and they're not. And maybe if I look back at some of my past a little bit, there's a lot of difficulties here. Especially when it comes to speaking your truth, when it comes to compromise, when it comes to boundary setting, it's definitely an issue. So that's your situation. So then when we go to the action, we have the Emperor reversed. So when the Emperor comes out reversed, he can represent, volatility, anger. It's Aries, so it's Mars. It's, the fight or flight. So when we look at it as your action, it's really about some things you have to let go of. You have to let some of this control go. And again, I have my thoughts about the Emperor and the Empress coming out together. And then your outcome is the Empress, which is Taurus and Libra. It's the card of balance. It's Venus. It's the card of love. It's kind of counterbalances the Emperor. To be honest, these two together are a suited pair. I do feel it's familial, whether it's parents. So I don't think it's some dark cloud, some curse. It could be an ancestral or familial curse. Okay, so I'm going to take a couple cards because when these two cards come out together, they're a suited pair. I mean, this is the Nightmare Before Christmas, so it's like a spooky deck, but normally it's a goddess and it's like an older gentleman who's an emperor. Very father energy, very traditional fatherly energy, and then the Empress is Venus. It's that kind of, it can be unconditional love in a lot of ways, but it can also just be softer. It's Venus. And especially if most of your life, your focus has been trying to find, a soulmate, trying to find the perfect love situation, which God, haven't we all? Isn't that what we're all doing? The action is kind of saying that, you have to give up some of this control. You have to let go of some things. If you're holding on too tightly, you think of a closed fist, you can't receive if there's too much control. Or the opposite way, if you feel like giving up all the time, that's still kind of a controlling thing because you're giving up saying there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do. So you're giving up control, which is not exactly great either. I do feel, however, it's some sort of, I don't want to say it's a family curse, and I'm not big on talking about curses, but It's something familial, whether it started in your childhood, that kind of thing, that you felt like you were under a gray cloud. If you felt like, different, if you felt raised different, if you felt judged by your parents, if you felt like they're disappointed. It's all of that wrapped up into this reading. So that would be the curse, the familial curse, that they had expectations that were different than your expectations. So I'm going to take a couple more cards. I'm going to clarify the Emperor. I'm going to take a card between the Emperor and... First of all, let me clarify the King of Swords. So we have the Star. We have a card of Aquarius. We have the wish fulfillment. So it's like you're trying. I mean, wish fulfillment is divine intervention. And to be honest, this is the card that comes after the Tower. It is a gentler sort of a card. The wish fulfillment is still here. This is really about being clear with the universe about what your wish fulfillment is. If you waffle back and forth, if you say one thing and then act another way, it's that. It's that sort of energy. It's the wish fulfillment. So you have to be clear about what your wish fulfillment is. And that means like meditation, prayer, good communication with the divine. And that's part of the King of Swords' problem reversed, is that he doesn't always have the best communication. He'll say one thing and do another, or he'll cut off ties, it's that sort of energy. So then I'm going to take a card for the Emperor. Yeah, we have the Page of Swords reversed. This is a child. This is what I'm saying. This is childhood. This is you. This is your inner child. Page of Swords can be a scapegoat. The Page of Swords can be, somebody who you just grew up to be the King of Swords. You know what I'm saying? And so as the Page of Swords, that little inner child had to push everything down, or maybe spoke up at the wrong time, or whatever the case is, or spoke up and was never heard by this Emperor and the Empress. And again, your mom is showing up as somebody who has unconditional love, but the Emperor is not. So you have this little Page of Swords in between her, which is you trying to navigate your way. This is something that definitely started in childhood. Again, whether you want to look at it as a familial curse or just, So let's take one more. So we have a Six of Candles. So that is your obstacle. Your obstacle is victory. Your obstacle is mindset. I'll be honest with you. That doesn't mean that you didn't have more to go through than, say, the average person. I don't have a Wheel of Fortune. I don't have a Six of Cups. Those are two cards of karma. So I don't think it's karma. I don't think it's karma you created. But by perpetuating this, you could definitely fuck up your karma more. You know what I mean? So your obstacle with the Emperor and the Empress reverse, this familial upset, this familial backlash, or whatever you want to do, this familial obstacle that's kind of keeping you stuck. And it started at a very young age with this Page of Swords reversed. So your card is to victory. Your obstacle is victory, because you feel defeated most of the time. It's hard for you to obtain inner balance, let alone outer balance. A lot of it, with the Page of Swords reversed, cares what other people think, or doesn't care what other people think outwardly, but really does. All right, so let's take one more. Let's take an outcome card, because I think the Emperor and the Empress are tied together. So your outcome is you got all these swords. Is the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords, knights in the tarot have quests. Knight of Swords is to speak his truth, is to be open and honest, and to just live the way he needs to live. And that can be the only way you're going to break this. Because this was a heavy burden placed on you as a small child, that you just didn't feel good enough, or you felt there was different expectations that you didn't meet. Mother has unconditional love for sure, but the father's also showing up with anger and resentment and, whatever. So anyways, I'm going to send this to you. If you have any questions, reach out to me. I hope this helped, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your spooky season.